Hey guys, Quinn with 74 Weld here to shoot a rig walk around video on this 2021 Bronco that's been slightly modified. You might have seen it before. Some people know it as El Bandito, but we'll give you guys a little bit of info, additional stuff on the rig and kind of do a breakdown and hit it tip to tail and go through some of the details. So 2021 Bronco, slightly modified. It's running Fox suspension front and rear. It's a 2.5 coilover, and I'm kind of like calling this out as I see it because I don't really actually have all the specs. That is a 3.5 external bypass. This vehicle has live valve, race live valve, slightly different than the stuff that you get on the bolt-on configurations from Ford, but technology that was developed in racing and then brought to aftermarket. So on the front end of this, this car was built by, I guess, 3 different people. So the chassis itself is a Kibitech build. They got the cab from one of the very first Broncos ever built that was supposed to go to the crusher, and they were able to salvage it, give it to Kibitech. He did all the tube work, built the bones of the car. The front suspension and the bulkhead was done by Igor at Triton Engineering. This runs our 1.63 reduction race portal. So it's a 4-gear. This is actually the set. No, we started with 1.45. We built 1.63 right after. But this set was actually one of the first sets that we ever did because it went on a vehicle and then came off and then went to this. But it's basically the same race portal that Loren and Vaughn run on both of their 4400 cars. Upper arms were done by Kibitech, lower arms were done by Igor at Triton Engineering, along with the rear suspension, kind of a collaboration between those two guys as well. Kibitech did the trailing arms, Igor did the geometry on it, and then this car was basically a roller when it went to Loren's shop, and then Loren and his guys finished out the whole build. So the power plant on this thing is a little bit better than the Raptor R. It's the same motor, it's the GT500 race motor, but this one has a Whipple supercharger on it that pushes, I think, right at 1,000 horsepower. Driving it over here was really fun. I have a big smile on my face. It's just a 3-speed turbo 400 transmission. I don't know the transfer case in it, but I can tell you I don't think it's an Atlas because I don't see low range shifters, and well, let's see if I can see that. It's an SCS box. So SCS they make like monster truck, or they're known for monster truck gearboxes, monster truck transfer cases. So it's a single speed, but you can quick change ratios. I'm gonna assume it's a 1-to-1. Because this thing is definitely meant to go fast. This is not a rock crawler. It's not going to, well, you still have the factory rockers, so I'm a little cautious and not trying to take it through rocks. And yes, Loren did say I could take it. Interior is bone stock, still has the stereo and everything that goes along with that. No, just kidding. ECU master on the displays, a Lowrance GPS, dual Optimas in it. The interior is basically stripped, but they did retain, which I think is super cool. Inside the doors, you still have the original pockets. The door locks don't work. Maybe it needs to go back to Ford. I don't know if it's a warranty issue, I think. But it might be out of warranty by now. Recaro seats, fairly comfy. It's like kind of across. They're a hard seat. Hard seats versus suspension seats. I'm not even going to go on the tangent on that. Hard seats are great if your suspension is set up and dialed. This thing is, so it has live valve on it, so you can play with different settings, whether you want it soft and cushy or firm it up. Pretty cool setup. It's a similar live valve setup that you'll see on a lot of the trophy trucks and kind of the bigger name Ultra 4 guys. I know Shear, both Loren and Vaughn. Well, they're actually starting to release live valve for a whole lot more racers. They're opening that up as of 2025. What else? What are we missing? Rigid lights. Lowrance GPS, I mentioned that. Big coolers on this thing, because the GT500 motor with that Whipple supercharger on it will run hot unless you throw a ton of cooling. It doesn't look like, it's not dry sumped. So basically pretty simple to build. Just buy a Bronco and cut the entire thing up and throw the frame away and keep this section. This was a 2-door, by the way, and still is a 2-door. The pedal configuration is kind of weird on this thing. It's worth looking at. This took a little bit of getting used to drive it. So the pedals are offset to the left side. I assume it's because firewall or the engine, it's because it's a wide motor probably, and the motor's sitting fairly low in the chassis. So that was a little interesting to kind of, my foot was sliding over and just pushing on the firewall at first. But like most race vehicles or anything off-road, you really should be driving it with 2 feet. So you just kind of shift everything over a bit. Not that big of a deal. Yeah, I mean, we've all seen a ton of videos of Bandito, of the different videos that he's done, jumping it, you know, the kind of, I guess, Gymkhana inspired stunts and stuff. But to get a little closer look, what did I miss? Spider Track's rear end. Yeah, so the whole rear suspension stuff is fairly similar to some of the race vehicles that they run, and these parts they were trying to actually make interchangeable. So if they did have to rob Peter to pay Paul, they could steal shocks. Oh, that's why it has live valve, because they wanted to be able to steal shocks if needed from this to throw on a race car if they're in a pinch. And that's kind of why, like, Vaughn, well, it's one of the reasons Vaughn went to a rear motor car, is as opposed to last year, Vaughn was in a front motor, Loren was in a rear. They wanted to have identical cars so that if they needed spare parts or it's just less spares. So I believe the rear end is the same setup they're running in all the race cars. This is on Gearworks. Yeah, it's a Gearworks 10-inch. I mean, it's pretty fairly standard beefy race car stuff. But this thing was basically built for doing cool videos and demos. I don't think it doesn't look like a huge cell. I'm gonna say it's probably 30 gallons, but it is loud inside the cab. Super fun little play toy. And Loren was kind enough to let me take it for a little spin and shoot a quick video. Any questions about the Bandito?
Actually, we get yelled at about talking about how good a car sounds and not starting it.
Oh, all right, so we got to start the car. Oh yeah, so Loren and Vaughn did a video on the, oh no, I think they did one on this and they got roasted for not starting it. And then when Loren and Vaughn shot the video on the 7.3, they talked about how good it sounded and they got roasted for not actually firing the motor. So, yes, noisy fuel pumps. It's actually kind of quiet. Yeah. she parties. If you want your very own Bandito, you have to go out and build your own, because this one's not for sale.